Welcome back. I've learned in TV and news, so many people think they know how to take a good picture, but I tell some of our best photographers that's why you have a job, because it is not easy to capture the images and feelings of a moment, and that can be especially tricky in a wedding ceremony. Joining us to talk about what it takes are Peggy and Tsai of Tsai Photography. Welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
Great to be here.
Give us an idea, first of all, in terms of how you got started, how you ended up doing what you're doing.
You know, Peggy and I, we've always been passionate about photography, and when we got married 8 years ago, that's when we started shopping around for a wedding photographer and realizing that there's just so much beauty and so many techniques in capturing beautiful, wonderful wedding photography. That's kind of how, that piqued our interest and really how we started down this path.
How about for you? What do you like about it? What is it that makes it so rewarding for you?
For me, every wedding is so unique, right? You know, there are all sorts of traditions, especially within all the different Asian cultures, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Indian, Vietnamese. Everyone has their own, you know, unique way of trying to incorporate something, and it's so colorful. And at the end of the day, you know, it's a blending of two families, sometimes different cultures together. And to be able to capture that via photos and turn it into a story that they can hold on forever is such a rewarding experience. And, you know, for us, it's truly an honor to be able to, you know, be a part of their day and then give them something that they can keep forever and ever.
And you have to know how to follow the ceremony in order to shoot it and capture the right moments and everything like that. How much do you know about the ceremony? How much do you let flow so that you can capture moments that are more spontaneous than really just sort of posed pictures?
Right, so we try to do our best to know the wedding schedule ahead of time and know exactly the various games or activities throughout the entire day. And, you know, when Peggy and I got married, we actually went through a lot of the same tradition and custom ourselves. So not only are we able to observe what our clients, what our brides and grooms are going through, we also understand how they're feeling and be able to empathize with those moments.
One of the things that I noticed when I saw some of your pictures, which I really liked, was that you just capture a lot of happy moments, you know what I mean? And they're not posed smiles. You capture those times when they're laughing, and you know, when you look at the pictures, you capture that joy of there. How difficult is that when the thing is, it's going on and you don't know exactly what's going to happen next?
So I think, you know, when we're capturing it, we're sort of always scanning the scene, right? There's the primary action that may be happening, you know, where the bride or groom is, but then there's also everything happening in the periphery, right? What the bridesmaids or the groomsmen are doing, or what all the guests are doing. So, you know, between the two of us, we're, you know, always looking at all the different scenes and kind of ready to capture that moment. And I think, you know, over 8 years, you just get accustomed to, you know, you hear the laughters, and then, you know, you've got to switch instantaneously and, you know, turn around and be able to capture that scene.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about that sense of anticipation, right? Of knowing when some moment's about to happen versus capturing the aftermath of something, right?
Exactly. And I think that's where the experience really comes into play. Knowing how to anticipate what's going to happen. But more importantly, as we're going through our creative process, we want to capture an image that tells a story. It's not just capturing that beautiful smile and the laughter. It's about the context. So, for example, in a first dance, not only do we want to capture the bride and groom dancing together, we want to get the emotion of the parents and the siblings looking on, and just that very genuine emotion that show through there.
Yeah.
How difficult is it when you do so many different types of weddings? You do Asian American and Pacific Islander type weddings. Is there a language problem? How much do you have to work out before you can do it?
You know, there's not a huge language problem, though. Obviously, you know, for the languages that we do speak, like Mandarin Chinese, you know, we do have that advantage that we can communicate with the parents. But, you know, everyone's super helpful within the bridal party and the family. And the key is, you know, just understanding their traditions. So, you know, when they're doing a Korean pebak and, you know, the parents are throwing the, you know, chestnuts and the dates onto the bride's apron, which is supposed to symbolize, you know, how many, you know, children they're going to have, boys and girls, you know, just kind of knowing what is about to happen, you know, gives us the ability to truly capture that image.
And you have to be part of that relaxed atmosphere, right? You can't add to the pressure, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Do you feel pressure, though, sometimes? When
you know, there's always pressure, but again, it comes from planning and anticipating, knowing very well the ceremony and what to expect really allows us to be ready at a moment's notice to capture those moments.
I noticed that you guys have a sense of humor about it. You have to keep that about yourself when you're doing it, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's not just, I think, us, but the brides and grooms these days, they are transferring a lot of what were very traditional traditions and cultures that they used to do, but they're also modernizing it for today, right? So I think a lot of times for, let's say, the pick up the bride games that a lot of the Chinese families do, the groomsmen are coming with a groom to pick up the bride, and the bridesmaids put them up to a ton of challenges, right? So traditionally, it may have been, give them a big red envelope and that was good enough, right? They could pick up the bride, but now they, put them through all sorts of fun and games,
Yeah, and I think one of the images we brought, it was the groomsmen being dressed up in women's lingerie and pretending to give the groom a lap dance as in a gentleman's club.
Well, those are some pretty fascinating images you captured, so thank you for sharing them with us and for sharing your insights. Tsai Photography, and of course, remember, they are available to travel worldwide.